everybody. Coach Kelly here from Zen Planner, your number one platform to help build your gym or studio. Welcome. Today, we want to talk about the financial health of your facility. What does that mean? It is multifaceted, so we're going to just dive right in. We are going to talk about looking at the different revenue streams inside of your facility, all of the ways that you're making money, and maybe all of the ways that you could make more money. We also are going to look at where you're spending money, what your expenses are looking like, what your overhead is, and maybe where your gym is lacking and where you can start to cut some of those expenses out. I'm going to take you through the Zen Planner software and show you how we're going to actually go into the software and really use the reporting system and the dashboard to help you learn more about your business, the finances, and how you can make more money. This is going to be really important as we get deeper into the year because you're going to start to cut out all of that extra fat that you don't need, and we're going to really get into making more money and generating more revenue. So let's get started. All right, let's get right into it and talk about the ways that your space is making money. I'm breaking it down into the most common ways. Number one being our group classes. We've got number two, personal training. We have specialty programs, which we have talked about in the past, and that includes youth athletics, challenges that you are running, senior fitness, things like that. Number four, a really robust retail program. And number five, special events. So those are 5 ways that you are going to bring in revenue through your coaching and through your offerings inside of your facility. Inside each of those, you can structure each type of revenue stream in a different way to optimize how to make more money. So let's first talk about our membership strategy. We've gone over membership tiers before in the past and how to structure those tiers, whether it be monthly packages or packs of classes that have a longer expiration, drop-ins, things like that. Personal training, we can run single sessions, also packs of sessions. Specialty programs can run in 2-month increments if it's a kids program, or it can continuously run all year long. However, if you're running a nutrition challenge or a 6-week fitness challenge, those certainly can run a few times a year and you can charge a little bit more. With retail, this is oftentimes a missed area of making more money. And so having a really great retail section in your gym or studio is really important. So sell that swag, get your logo on a hat or on t-shirts, maybe launch those shirts seasonally. That's what I do in my facility. So every spring I come out with another design. In the winter, I might have a hoodie or a zip up and some sweatpants. So rely on those seasons for that retail. You can also sell things like protein drinks or pre-workout and post-workout type supplements. So getting into that supplement area can make a lot of money for you inside of your retail section as well. And then finally, events. Things like seminars inside of your facility where your coaches are coaching, maybe a 2-hour seminar on a clean and jerk, or you're doing something in your yoga studio that is special for Valentine's Day. Something like that where you can charge a extra fee. Maybe it's free for your unlimited members, but it costs extra for members who are on a flex pack or a 10-pack, or people who are just trying to come in and check out your facility. So there's a lot of ways that you can bring in money and bring in revenue into your space. How do we check the financial health of each though? This is where we bring in the reporting from our Zen Planner software. So for each of those revenue streams, you're going to take a look at what performs the best. So for example, in our group classes, what time is performing the best? What coach is performing the best? Can you optimize the schedule so that you're offering the most popular times for your members and then making the most money? Same with personal training. You can pull reports that are showing you which personal trainers are the busiest, who is the most successful inside of selling personal training packages. There's also some added value in small group personal training. So that's like a niche inside of a niche. And I've seen several small gyms do this, where rather than that one-on-one training, they are offering a 2 or 3 or 4 person small group. So it might be a group of friends who decide they want to train together, and you can put together special packages for this small group personal training as well. It can increase exponentially your hourly rate. So for example, if you charge, let's say you charge $50 an hour for personal training for one-on-one. Now you have 2 people, you would charge them each $30 each. Or you have 3 people and you would charge them each $30 each or $25 each. So and up to 4 people in that small group setting. So now you're making more money per hour. With our retail, let's get into that. I really love retail because I like to shop. But coming up with great designs, coming up with product that is going to sell in your space. Ultimately, your members want to rep the gym that they go to, or the studio, or the dojo. So great quality shirts or hats or sweatpants, and then just make sure that you are charging a price that reflects what the retail price should be. So rule of thumb is, if you are spending $10 wholesale on a t-shirt and the design and the printing, you should charge $20 retail. So you're going to double that. So make sure that you are charging enough so that you can make a profit on the end inside of your retail facility. And finally, our events. Inside of our Zen Planner software, you can run all kinds of campaigns. My suggestion, and where the new tools inside of our Zen Planner software are super beneficial, is to create a funnel, which is kind of like a landing page on your website. And that funnel is specific to the program that you're offering. So it has its own web link, and you can add that into your emails and your newsletters that are going out to your customers and your prospects. So let's say you are running a seminar on jump roping, and that seminar is 6 weeks from now, and you want to run a campaign all the way up until then to get members into your gym for the seminar, and you're going to charge $50 for the 2-hour seminar. You're going to come up with all of that copy for your email campaign. All the email templates are built into the Zen Planner software, so it's there for you and ready for you. And you can schedule those emails to go out on a regular basis, on a cadence throughout the 6 weeks. But inside of those emails, you will include the funnel link. And that funnel link is going to have a form where people can fill out their information, sign up, or simply just get more information. But it's a way for you to see where people are interested. It's a funnel specific to that seminar. And I would personally make funnels for each type of offering that you have. So I'm going to get into the software, and I'm going to break down all of this for you guys next. All right, guys, welcome back. We are talking about your financial health. And so we are going to go over some of the aspects of our Zen Planner tools that are going to help you not only track your revenue, but also track conversion rates if you are spending money on advertising and marketing inside of your Zen Planner features. We are going to go over not only the new Zen Planner engagement features inside of your engagement or ultimate platform, but we also are going to go over the studio reporting as well. So as you can see up here on my screen, we have our Zen Planner marketing demo site. And so this is going to look a little bit different for everybody. Obviously, if you have your Google Ads connected, you're going to see that on your main reporting page. So over here on the left-hand side, you're going to see your marketing, automation, your sites, memberships, reputation, that is your reputation management, and reporting. Reporting is going to give you all kinds of data about the ads that are connected, whether it be Google ads, Facebook ads, your call reporting. It's also going to give you the ability to look at how many impressions your ads are making, how much money you're spending on those ads versus how many customers or prospects are coming in and converting. The reporting dashboard is a feature in your system that really allows you to pull reports, review data and metrics for a variety of reasons. And it's capable of linking to Google ads, Facebook ads, attribution, call reporting, and appointments. So let's get into here a little bit and talk about what that looks like. Hello, everybody. Coach Kelly here. I am back, and I am with our resident studio reporting expert, Jess. And Jess is going to run us through some of the most important ways that you can audit your gym or studio finances and which reports you're going to want to pull on a regular basis. So if you are not pulling reports inside of your studio software with Zen Planner, you're missing out on opportunities to track memberships, track upgrades or holds, take a look at expenses, and also look at the different categories that we've already talked about at the beginning of this video. So I touched on a couple of different categories that you can bring in revenue for your small gym. And those include group class memberships, personal training, retail, and special events. So there are ways to categorize that inside of our studio platform and pull those reports so that we know where we're really strong and where we're making money and where maybe we can do better. There are also ways that Jess is going to show us to check on our membership holds or our membership drops. Why is this important? I think that if you can track what your customers are doing, you can start to change some of the things that you do inside of your facility in anticipation for that. So what do I mean by that? Summertime is coming and kids are coming out of school, and you notice inside of your reports that a lot of your female clients are putting their membership on hold. How do we offset that? Well, we can start a summer program. We can start a mommy and me class. We can do all kinds of things to try to shift that behavior and those habits. Beyond that, we are going to look at our expenses. There is a way, right, Jess, inside of Studio that we can track those expenses. So we'll talk about that. It's not typical that we utilize those reports, but we will show you how to do it. And then lastly, we're going to look at payroll. So you are paying coaches. How do you pull those reports and how does that affect your overhead? So Jess, I'm going to have you share your screen. All right. So for those of you who are inside of Studio, these reports function really different from our Zen Planner new engagement feature reporting that we already went over. This is really all about member management, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So as you can see on the dashboard, there's all kinds of information here. Let's first just talk about income categories and like from the beginning what that means. For most of the people watching, you probably already have your income category set up, but for those of you who are new or maybe you don't use Zen Planner yet, you're going to do this from the beginning. So thinking about the types of categories and the types of ways that you're going to make money inside of your facility from the onset is important. I've talked about personal training. I've talked about group classes. I've talked about retail and special programs. So where do you find those categories inside of your software?
Yeah, so the great thing about Zen Planner is it's completely customizable. So if you have more income categories than that, you can completely customize it in the software. So you'll see that income categories really connect to like your drop-ins, your memberships, your retail, your events, and the place that all of your income categories live is if you go to setup and you scroll down to the very bottom under database tools and under lookup codes, you'll see your income categories here. So you can change the order of them. You can add an income category. And then when you're on those other pages, you can say, okay, this membership is going to go into this income category, or this retail is going to go into this income category. And then all of that will show up on your reports.
I love that. You can actually make it even more specific than just those general categories. So you might have your group class income category, but you could also track drop-ins, and like if drop-ins are super successful for you and you get tons of people dropping in, you can look at that data and maybe see why or when they're dropping in, and like the historical data of what those customers are doing, and turn them maybe into customers who have memberships. So that type of information I think is really good for our business owners to utilize. So we have our lookup codes here. We have our income categories here. Where do we actually see the breakdown of those categories?
Yeah, so if you go here to dashboard, so dashboard will be where all of your reporting except payroll reporting lives. And so there's some pre-built out reports here on the dashboard and also some pre-built out reports under saved reports. So if we go under finances and if we go down to this gross sales revenue report,
Gotcha.
and we click into that, and if you scroll to the bottom, you'll see that there's a breakdown from each income category. The really cool thing about Zenplanner reports as well is, so this report by default is pulling the last 90 days, but maybe you just need payments from last month, or you just want to see last year, or you want to see last 60 days. Mm-hmm. It's very easy to edit that. You can just go up here on the top right to edit report, and you have payment date is last 90 days. Mm-hmm. And so we can change it to last 30 days. And then we just click on the refresh, and now Perfect. We have it last 30 days. Or we can do last month, or we can do this month. So it's super easy. You don't have to try to get like this date to this date. Yeah. You can just do this month, last month. And then the other thing that you can do here is if you are going to be pulling payments from this month and you don't want to have to change that each time, you can go up here on the top right and you can just save this as a brand new report. So it allows you to either modify it, so that would like rewrite the settings, or just save as new report. You can put in the report name, choose what category it's in here, or add a new category, put in description and save.
I love that. Let's scroll down to the bottom. I just want to look at the example data that we have here. So you will see personal training in there, retail sales, class tuition. When this is broken down and you are able to really look at in a month, let's talk about just 30 days. Like I like to look at like long historical data in my gym, but I really like to look at my 30-day revenue, because to me, I know what my expenses are every 30 days. And that's the important part here. What we find inside of small gyms, small yoga studios, any sort of boutique fitness facility is the reason why you either are unable to pay yourself a paycheck or you're closing your doors permanently is because our overhead is too high. And so if we know what the monthly expenses are, and we've broken that down inside of your whatever software you use to do that, or with your CPA, or on your own, or inside of our expense reporting in Zenplanner. Let's say that your overhead is $5,000 a month, and that includes your lease or mortgage on your building, your what you're paying your coaches, your electric bill, all of your service fees, your membership fees, your software fees, all of that stuff is built out on a monthly basis, right? So we spend $5,000 a month. That number should only be 20 to 30% of our overhead. If you are over 30% in your overhead, you will not be able to maintain. And so if you start to audit your finances and you look at the money coming in and the money going out, and it's a 50-50 split, we need to make some decisions either on where we can trim some of our expenses, or how do we increase our revenue? Where are we lacking? Do I need to focus on personal training? Should I run some more specialty programs on a quarterly basis? Should I really give a good push when it comes to retail, because retail does great on a like seasonal basis. So we can make some decisions on how to not only increase revenue, but also decrease expenses so that we can live comfortably, pay ourselves, pay our coaches, and keep our doors open to offer our customers what we ultimately want to do, which is share the love of fitness or karate or yoga or whatever it is that you are offering. So I love that down there on the bottom. Um, how then, Jess, do you, if if our if we want to add an expense, how do you do that in these reports, and what does that look like?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so if you want to add an expense and track your expenses through Zenplanner, and I'll tell you, most of our customers have kind of another accounting software to do this, but you can do it through Zenplanner. So if you just go up here to the search bar, you'll see there's add an expense here, and you can just put in the date, amount, pay to, category, and account.
Gotcha.
And then once you put that in there, then if you go back under saved reports, back under finances, you have a profit and loss statement here.
Live in there.
And this actually, even if you're not tracking expenses, you can use this because you can do month to date or year to date.
Mhm.
And it also has that same breakdown, and it will also have expenses if you're tracking that.
Yeah, guys, if you're not looking at your money in, money out, then that you we are setting ourselves up for failure with the software. We are absolutely setting ourselves up for success, and we give you all these reports to be able to do that. When I was talking a couple weeks ago with Colby out in Oxnard, we actually talked about how the reports, while they're so important, they're very intimidating, especially for new business owners. You're literally just trying to like survive and get people in the door, and so I would say it takes a few months to like get your feet under you and really learn how to access these reports and use them. But the sooner that you do that, the quicker you're going to find that you're able to grow. So let's go to payroll next, and that's going to be the last thing that we're going to talk about in here. Even though I want to come back and I want to record more on reporting, because like as you scroll down, there's so much that the Zen Planner Studio software does for reporting. I think it's one of our, I think we're the best in the game when it
Yeah.
comes to reporting, for sure. So how do you pull payroll, and what does that look like?
Mhm. Yes. So for payroll, you're going to go here under setup, and it's under the staff section. So in order to pull a payroll report, you will need pay rates in here.
Gotcha.
So if that's not set up, you will need to set those up first. Once the pay rates are set up, then you can go to payroll reports. And the really cool thing here is once the pay rates are set up, as like you can set up a pay rate of commission or per class or hourly. So the only thing that needs to be done manually is the hourly. Like if people are clocking in and out, the rest of them just populate automatically here.
Mm-hmm.
So we can see that we have these 3 staff members. This amount is how much this staff member needs to get paid during this pay period. And if we just click on the staff member, we can see what this is for. So we'll be able to see all of the entries here. And then at the end of each pay period, you'll just approve and close that pay period, and then it will just move you on to the next. But you can always see past pay periods here as well. So super easy to track, super automatic.
Yeah, really simple. Years ago, when member management software was just coming out, I did my due diligence as a gym owner, and I looked at all kinds of other pieces of software, and it was not as easy. It was quite confusing.
Yeah.
So, and I also think it should be really easy for you to show your coaches or your staff the breakdown of where they're getting paid and how maybe then start to audit what they're doing. So do we want our coaches to focus more on personal training? Do we want them to go out and get some more customers for the gym? Are we paying them commission on selling memberships? All of those things we can show them where they're doing great and where they can do better with these payroll reports. So
Yeah.
I love all of this. I really appreciate you coming on here today with me. I would love to have you come back and we can focus
Yeah.
on just like specific reportings. I think that it would be beneficial to all of us to understand how reportings work for our small businesses.
Yeah. Yeah. The reporting through Zenplanner, I mean, there's just so much data that Zenplanner is just automatically collecting on your business. And so you definitely want to utilize that, and just you have data at your fingertips just from having Zenplanner.
Yeah. Well, you've been doing this a long time with Zenplanner, so I really appreciate you being on here. Guys, if you want more information on how to gain financial success inside of your small business, I want you to go to our YouTube page, subscribe. We are putting stuff up all of the time, all kinds of best practices for your gym or your studio, not just financial audits, but how to set up membership rates, how to run specialty programs, everything that's going to help you be better and ultimately grow, because we grow with you. And that's where we love what we do, and we want you to love what you are doing as well. Jess, thanks for coming on here today. Guys, remember, subscribe, Zenplanner. Also check us out on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. We're all over the place. All right. Have a good one, everybody.